Thank you for tuning into our channel Overlaw Farm in Mhondoro-Ngezi-Zimbabwe. And thank you to our returning subscribers. Please like us, please comment, and please share. Today I'm just going to spend some time to discuss something that has been in my heart. And this is pertaining to devolution and how we need to sort of be in tune with what is inevitable. That since the adoption of the new constitution in Zimbabwe, the adoption of devolution makes it imperative that people realize that its primary aim is to transfer physical, political, and administrative powers and responsibilities from the central to the quasi-autonomous lower levels of government. What basically this means is funds are going to be managed at local level. This means it will be means tested, and the areas will develop based on what is it that they need. You are going to see the emergence of a lot of things. We're going to be seeing a lot of emergence of hospitals, schools. We're going to be seeing a lot of shops, big shops, selling hardware, distribution centers in the rural areas. What this means in essence is somebody who is doing their farming will not necessarily need to travel to Harare to procure seed, fertilizer, buy chemicals, acaricides, or anything like that. So this is the time for young entrepreneurs and young farmers to be making a concerted effort to approach the government and try and at least be involved in the stakes of what's coming. There's going to be a lot of joint venture working. This is going to be a merger of the private sector merging with the government in trying to develop areas. And as the funds are going to be disseminated to the local level, it becomes more democratic, the more democratic participation. There's going to be localized development and equity of distribution of the perennially scarce government resources. So what I'm trying to say is I'm just urging young farmers that this is the time for you to be thinking about really seriously investing in the rural areas. Oh, we have got young farmers who have already seen this coming. We have got, in my area of Mhondoro-Ngezi, we have got Terry from Village 6. He has already started doing things at his local level and starting to make impact. So these are the people who are going to be ahead of the game in terms of when funds are already brought into the local tiers of government. And in the bid to attain set goals and objectives and monitor the progress of devolution drive, the government of Zimbabwe will set up devolution monitoring committees. This is policy. The things we And in the bid to attain set goals and objectives and monitor the progress of devolution drive, the government of Zimbabwe will set up devolution monitoring committees. This is policy. The things we don't tend to read a lot about what's happening around us. Of course, economically we are struggling, but then it doesn't mean that the blueprint is not there. The blueprint is there. If you go onto government websites, you will find there's quite a lot of policy position in terms of where we're going. These are good concepts that have been adopted in other countries. In Kenya, in South Africa, they have adopted some of these policies. And it is inevitable, the fact that once it becomes law, we are trying to align the laws of the country to the constitution. So you can imagine there is a lot of things that are going to happen just within a year. You start to realize, you know what, I wish I had done this and that. We shouldn't be people that live to regret. So I'm urging young farmers and young entrepreneurs to have any interest in what's happening at a rural level. The government is given land. This is the time to be going back to your parents who have been given this land, to have joint ventures with them to try and develop it. The whole idea of devolution is to promote democratic and accountable exercise of power, to foster national unity by recognizing diversity, to give powers of self-governance to the people and enhance the participation of people in the exercise of power of the state and making decisions affecting them. So you can imagine it if the local people and committees, they know the things that affect their communities. It could be water reticulation, it could be the need for dams. All this is going to come into place. Currently, the government is actually poured money as part of the devolution drive in Mhondoro-Ngezi, and they have rehabilitated 200 kilometers of road. And so you need to think, wherever there are roads being constructed, you need to think, what's the reason? And basically it's about markets. It's accessing markets and creating so that at least people are able to get to go to where the raw materials are. But then the advantage of having a raw material in that area is it allows you to even open industry within the rural areas, making you self-catering, self-managing. To recognize the rights of community to manage their own affairs and to further their development. And the idea of devolution is to protect and promote interests and rights of minorities and marginalized communities. Gone will be the days when people have to travel far and beyond to buy certain things. The city is going to be coming to you and be part of that. I urge people to continue to read material, approach government offices, especially the young farmers, the young entrepreneurs. Approach the government. There's so much resource. I think when you go to for example, the agricultural show, and you go to the government stands, you realize there's quite a lot of information that we don't have, that could enhance the way we do our business, the way we articulate our problems, and the way we approach day-to-day issues. There's quite a lot of incentives that are there in place. We can't say our government is infallible. There are things that it has done, but then sometimes you've got to give due credit where it is deemed. We can't just continue to be political. Sometimes you've got to take the reins and make the right decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
I just wanted to at least to steer some discussion around this and to encourage somebody to think deeply about what they are doing with the land of their forefathers. Where people have been granted land, people need to be thinking seriously about what they are doing in terms of trying to enhance their economic emancipation. The need to have a supportive legislative framework that is reflective of constitutional provision is a no-brainer, and it's going to be happening. The need for intergovernment cooperation is going to be coming. The need for political will and commitment of resources to the cause. There must be a guarantee of autonomy of the institutions that are created. There must be adequate financing extended to lower tiers of the government with devolution. So it's any matter of time. So for those who have good ears, it's time for you to hear. We are moving into a different era. There's so much that is happening in the rural areas, and there are some young farmers that have wisened up, who are wising up to this phenomena, and it is impressive. And it's good to join forces, use the forums that are available, use social media to network, to share ideas, to develop each other, and to help each other navigate the terrain, the economic terrain of Zimbabwe. I tell you, great things are coming, and it's a matter of time, and it's exciting. At Overlaw Farm, basically, we have also ventured into a lot of things. We ventured into goats, we have ventured into chickens, we are venturing into cattle, and we'll very soon be doing cattle fattening. So these are all ideas fostered to try and sort of jumpstart the economy. I hope somebody has heard me, and I hope this helps to generate some form of discussion. I know there are people who are red lighters who always have something negative to say about this sort of discussion, but then I'm open-minded, and I'm positive in the way my outlook of how I do things. Thank you.